Hey scholars, Walter Bowne here. So here I have 20 grammar tips for a rainy Tuesday. All right, so get your handy dandy notebook out and see if you're making these errors. If you are, stop. Okay, periods and commas go inside quotations. All right, this is not England. England does it differently. This is America. I said go, comma inside quote. Joe said, period. Now, exclamation point, inside the quotations. All right, look at that. Almost 75% of you do not do that, at least with my students. Novels and books are italicized when typed, underlined when handwritten. Titles of songs, short stories, articles, essays, shorter works are placed in quotes. So Swift's A Modest Proposal is an amazing essay. It's in quotes. Swift's Gulliver's Travels is an amazing novel. All right, so you not doing the proper punctuation confuses the reader. Right? Stressed Out is a song by 21 Pilots. It is not underlined. It is not italicized. All right, plurals. Plural nouns, okay? Books and students. There are many books. There are many students. It is not apostrophe. These days seem really long. Days is plural. It's a plural noun. There's more than one. I love these tomatoes, right? More than one tomato. No apostrophe there. Please do not put apostrophe on plural nouns. Possessive nouns. Jill's friend loves to read. Jill has a friend. She possesses the friend, so you put an apostrophe S there, right? Mr. Bowne's computer. Mr. Bowne's tea. They're all possessive. Walter Bowne loves various teas. Teas is plural. The novel's resting over there, warming itself by the fireplace, right? There is only one novel, right? So the novel is resting. I'm using it because the novel is an it, right? Pronoun. All right, next few. Use only one form of end punctuation. Never two question marks, two exclamation points. It's okay for texting, all right? There's texting etiquette, and then we're writers here, but not in formal writing, right? Okies and Dust Bowl and Great Depression and Tom Joad. These are formal nouns. Capitalize all formal nouns. I have an algebra test. I have a test in algebra is not okay. Algebra is not a formal noun. French is, right? It's the name of a language and a country. Well, France is. I have an exam in French today. Yes, that's a formal noun. So you capitalize it. A sentence contains a verb and a noun. Jesus wept is fine. That's a full sentence. Jesus wept. If you use an intentional fragment, make sure it works. Most do not, especially in a formal essay. Also, use a dash, also called the M dash, not a hyphen, when used as a comma. And don't be afraid of the M dash, but also, again, don't overuse it, especially in a formal academic research-like paper. Right? Period comes after the citation when you're doing parenthetical citation, and then Casey died, Steinbeck 232 in parentheses, and then a period. The period does not come after died. A sentence never contains two periods. So just stop that, please. Thank you. All right, no first person in a formal academic essay. So if you're writing a research paper, using the first person is generally frowned upon. Doesn't mean you have to, all right? Unless the tone is formal, right? So if unclear, ask your professor, right? Yeah, sometimes you want to take the narrative risk, but, I think this versus, saying I think the grapes are at this versus the grapes are at the explorers or Steinbeck, So it makes it seem much more universally agreed upon when it's not just the I. Generally use the I when the ethos is very important. Your story is important. All right, next. Avoid excessive use of you when writing. I can generally tell an immature writer by the number of yous I see in an essay. Count the number of them, then cross them out. If you are not directly addressing the reader, rewrite the sentences. Right? So when you want to reach out and grab the reader. Like, what would you do in this situation if you had a daughter who was blah, blah, blah? Okay, well, that's different, right? But it's a different type of essay. Singular no one does not align with plural themselves. This is a whole other lesson in itself. Like everyone, anyone, what's singular, what's plural. If you're confused, there's a thing called the internet. Look it up. Steinbeck described, so when you're writing about literature and a piece of work like The Grapes of Wrath, use present tense. Steinbeck is dead. So if we're writing a history paper, Steinbeck did this, he went here, he lived in California, but The Grapes of Wrath is not dead. When we're all dead, The Grapes of Wrath will still be speaking what it needs to speak. All right? Use commas in a series. Greed, comma, poverty, comma, and corruption. That's an Oxford comma there. It means in a series of 3, you put the comma. All right? Or if you want to rewrite it without commas, or greed and poverty and corruption. No commas when using coordinating conjunction. This is the difference between polysyndeton and acidenton, but that's another lecture. Use the noun form. Rather than saying these horrifying aspects, just say these horrors show up. All right? Again, another lecture. Know the difference between it is, right, it's, and the pronoun its. All right? It is a wonderful day. It's a wonderful day. All right? And the passive voice. Many of you are still not doing this correctly. The passive voice is okay when the actor is not needed. Like legislation was passed yesterday that allowed breweries to deliver beer to homes during COVID-19. All right? But most of the time we need to know who's doing it. So the cook stirred the soup is active voice. The cook was stirred by the cook is in the passive voice. High winds pushed the boat onto the rock. That's active. The boat was pushed by the high winds onto the rocks is passive. Make the subject be doing the thing, right, than it being done upon it. Generally, you use more words when it's in the passive voice, right? It's stronger. The sentence is more emphatic when it's in the active voice. And the last thing, titles. Come on, guys. You have a name. Your town has a name. Your mom and dad have a name. Your dog has a name. The computer has a name. The microphone that I'm using has a name. Give your essay a name. Make it special. It should indicate subject and approach. Make it creative. It's really the first thing that makes or breaks your essay, much like the opening sentence. All right, guys, hopefully you've used these 20 tips. More coming. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.